tried to leave them natural, but
This is cool.
Alright, so redbud, apple trees, 4 of them there, 3 of them right there. There's our honeysuckle over there. Zoom in. There's a honeysuckle. There's our wildflower garden that we're trying to start. There's a what's it called? Sweet bay magnolia. Our sunflower garden that we're working on. That's parsley and kale. Mimosa trees. Southern magnolia. Rain barrel. Fig trees. So that's the Cadota fig. I got a couple of figs over there in the corner. Right there, just little tiny things. And then this is the beginnings of the grape trellis. That's the playhouse garden. Over here we got green beans and strawberries. I got a line of strawberries and figs that go behind the playhouse. Here's the back of the house. There's our weeping willow. This is the rabbit-tat with the wabbits. There's the wabbits. There's more garden. This is where the cucumbers are going to go, but there's also strawberries mixed in there and fig trees. Let's get the full view. I got green beans in the back, lots of strawberries mixed in. Over here, this is where I got figs and strawberries in a line behind the playhouse. The bunny wants me to feed it. Hello, bunny. Some grass. A giant dill plant that planted itself. Alright. There's our little herb garden with our rosemary. Back here I'm going to try to plant some more sunflowers. Okay, over here we've got the orchard. So I got a mayhaw and some pears and peach and plums. This is what we call the butterfly garden. It's got, the biggest thing on there is oregano, but I'm trying to get some zinnias going, and I've got some milkweed that's coming up. This is a dead pawpaw that I haven't been able to get working. You see I got some pine trees planted along the edge. This is a tiny little grapefruit. Here's the potatoes. Rows and rows of potatoes. Over here I got some bush beans. Right there. This is daylilies, edible daylilies, and edible nasturtiums. This is our asparagus row. We got more bush beans. I've got my Egyptian walking onions coming up. I got one that's trying to walk, or trying to make a little stalk thing, so that's kind of exciting. So there's the green onions, or the walking onions. This is a pretty good size one. And this is the blueberry row. Some blueberry bushes are really big, some are small. Interplanted in them, I've got strawberries, and this is collard greens. There's some blueberries. You can see they're getting ready. Not quite there yet. More strawberries. You can see my irrigation piping in there. This is lettuce mixed in. I got lettuce growing in between, along with some strawberries, just randomly. This is my salvia. This is our bee attraction device. It's our bee pole. bee house, bee hotel, whatever you want to call it. And then over here I've got 2 trees that were here when we bought the property. They've tripled in size since we bought it, but that's a little oak tree, that's a little maple tree. This is the teepee. And I got some scarlet runner beans and morning glories, trying to start climbing up onto the pole. So that's exciting. So this should hopefully by midsummer be completely green and covered in red flowers. Okay. This is my future pond. I outlined it, but I haven't dug it out yet. Another garden here. This section here is all potatoes. I've got more nasturtiums in the middle. And then over here is all corn. Alright. In between some of the blueberries, I have a few camellias. Red flowering camellias, that's what that is. So here's another one. This is the okra area. I've got a couple of other things mixed in here. I got some marigolds coming up all over the place. I've got some collard greens that are coming back up from where I chopped them down. And then here I've got what I'm pretty sure is butternut squash. It might be zucchini, I'm not sure. I think it's butternut squash though. There's a dill that planted itself. More okra and more marigolds. In the back here we've got the beginnings of the forest, and the right there that's the what do you call it? Compost. This is all wild muscadine that just planted itself. And then over here you can see I've got a bunch of little baby pine trees coming up. I've got 1, 2, 3, a row of like randoms. So maybe 4-ish, 5, 6 rows of pine trees planted here to try to buffer us from the road. I got some that are getting pretty big. One thing I can show over here is we're starting to get lots of dandelions coming up. And I'm just kind of, whenever I weed eat this area, I just kind of avoid them and let them grow up. So I got lots of dandelions here. Here's a good size one. Dandelions. And that's good for the soil. It's edible and it's pretty, and the girls get to make wishes. Over here I got elderberry coming up in the middle of the forest, the future forest, I guess. There's another elderberry coming up right there. That's elderberry. Some of the other randoms that I've got going here is I've got this guy right here. I think he's a cypress of some sort. This one I think is a Leyland cypress. Yeah, Leyland cypress. That was somebody's Christmas tree. One of my neighbor's Christmas, or one of my family friends' Christmas trees. This is a mulberry. And we picked the mulberries, so all the mulberries on it right now are red. That's our big oak tree. I got another oak tree over here that was pretty big, and the wind came and broke it in half, so I sawed it off, and now he's coming back. So I'm gonna let him bush out. We'll see how that goes. There's a compost pile. Along the fence, I tried blackberries. A lot of them died. Right here I've got some beans. They're kind of getting eaten, but we'll see what happens. They're scarlet runner beans. Here's one of the blackberries that came back. Beans. Blackberry. Some beans coming up on the other side. This one's doing pretty good. This is all mustard. This is what we call the bird garden. It's a wisteria that was here when we bought the property. This is a mixture of flowers and garlic and tomatoes and peppers. Planted an elephant ear back there. We've got some pine tree, baby pine trees back there too. That's a ring of the whole property. There you go.